Hello, thank you for your interest in learning about the City of Charlotte's Uptown CycleLink project. In this presentation, you will learn about the future of our citywide bicycle network, the history and status of the Uptown CycleLink, and the next steps the city is taking to implement the new bicycle network. The core mission for the citywide bicycle network is to create a safe, interconnected, and equitable way to access and move around Uptown. We are aiming to provide viable options for the everyday person to travel into and around Uptown without a vehicle. We are giving people choices on how they can move. Over half of our household income is spent on the rising costs of housing and transportation. This disproportionately affects our most vulnerable users. There are approximately 250,000 Charlotteans who do not drive, whether it be that they cannot afford an automobile or they choose not to drive. The Uptown CycleLink will provide mobility freedom for those who don't have the means to drive, as well as for those who do and select riding bikes as their form of travel. Currently, inside the I-277 loop, there are approximately 20 continuous roadways. By comparison, there is only one continuous, dedicated bicycle facility through Uptown. The Uptown CycleLink will act as a hub to connect people to destinations uptown. Once the Uptown CycleLink is completed, it will connect 47 miles of existing bikeways outside of Uptown, which includes greenways, shared use paths, and bike lanes. In the future, once the Uptown CycleLink, Cross Charlotte Trail, and the Cat's Silver Line are completed, it will connect an additional 118 miles of bikeway connections, which will eventually result in a ride shed of over 165 miles. The Uptown CycleLink will consist of 7 miles of bicycle network that is classified as AAA, which stands for all ages and abilities. The light blue shown on the map represents the entire Uptown CycleLink bike network. The light green, shown connecting to the light blue, is our existing bike infrastructure as of today. The purple lines are the portions of bike network that have been constructed between 2017 and 2022. More information on this will be shared on the next slide. The darker green lines represent projects currently funded through other city programs and partnerships. And the segments shown in red are our future segments of the bike network the city is currently evaluating and designing. These are the segments that will be built in the coming years. In 2017, the City of Charlotte conducted the Uptown Connect study to identify segments within Uptown Charlotte that will provide users with an alternative mode of transportation to get around Charlotte. The study evaluated various roadways as well as a side of street analysis to determine which side of street the cycle track will best accommodate its users and adjacent businesses. By 2022, the city installed segments of the cycle track on North Davidson Street, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and 5th, 6th, and 7th Streets. The I-277 Rail Trail Bridge and the Belk Greenway Connector are currently underway and are anticipated to start construction in 2023 and 2025. Both projects are critical connections to the bicycle network. The I-277 Rail Trail Bridge is a new bridge that will provide pedestrian and bicycle connectivity between South End and Uptown. The Belk Greenway Connector will connect Little Sugar Creek Greenway and the Irwin Creek Greenway. This connection will start at Baxter Street, turn north along McDowell Street, and connect to the existing segment of the Uptown CycleLink on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. The city is currently evaluating all remaining segments of the Uptown CycleLink. The city will begin design on South College Street and East Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard corridors in the third quarter of 2022. Following these corridors, the city will then focus their design efforts on the remaining corridors. Thank you for your interest in the City of Charlotte's Uptown CycleLink project. If you have any questions or are looking for updates, you can visit the project website at charlottefuture.com/CycleLink or contact Christy Kennedy, Senior Engineering Project Manager with General Services, at christy.kennedy@charlottenc.gov. The City of Charlotte thanks you for your continued support and interest in growing our multimodal transportation network.